Oh, man. Big
So now that we own, though, man, I got this. I think this is the first time I done sat down with two guests at one time. You know what I'm saying? Like we got a whole unit right here. You know what I'm saying? The Crawford brothers.
Yes, sir.
So man, when did it start for y'all? Because as far back as I go with y'all boys been hoopers, and not just catch that. Let's go play some basketball. Like y'all got y'all got
Let's
some
go
game.
play some basketball.
Yeah, but y'all always been players. So man, when did it start? And who the hell got you started?
Clarence.
Yes, sir. Clarence got it started, man.
Oh, Charlie.
That must be Pop.
Yeah. So he started coaching me in 4th grade, and then Chris was just at every practice running around, and then that's where it came from.
Yeah.
What's the age difference between y'all two?
7.
Yeah.
7 years. Okay, so 4th grade, that make you about 10.
What was that? Yeah, 10.
9 and 10.
Yeah,
Also,
something like that.
you was at the beginning.
So he just be on the baseline, just sitting there with a ball in his hand, you know what I'm saying, just running around. Chris, get the ball off the court.
Oh man, how was it though when your pops coaching you? Was he hard on you, or was he pretty easy on you? What was that like?
It was like I always tell people this. For me, it was a mixture of both. I don't know how you felt, but it was a mixture of both for me. Like I felt like he had a good balance. You know what I'm saying? He was never too hard on me. And he was just hard enough to push me to where I needed to be. But I never felt like, oh, Pops is smothering me. You know what I'm saying? I never felt like that.
Lucky you. I'm gonna tell you something, man.
Mr. Daniels, he went.
I mean, I'm probably putting a little extra on it, but he never coached me.
Oh yeah, he was always just a parent in the stands.
Yeah, he was a parent, but he hated soft shit.
Yeah.
And I very much was a soft ass kid in the beginning, man. Stinking up the joint. Be the biggest player in the facility at the bottom of the depth chart.
Yeah.
Both teams combined. And I'm like, man.
At the bottom.
And I'm like, this is bad. And then I'd be trying to look him off or something. You know what I mean? But that's how, we got better. You know what I mean? But I always like, Mom, I need for you to drive. Okay, so he drives, so then I can ride home with you. But I don't want to hear this shit. That's where my mind was working. But what's your recollection of it? The second, the baby of the bunch, was the treatment the same?
Yeah, for the most part, really the exact same. But mine was more so from him. So like, our dad fed his knowledge to him, and then he took what he knew, and then like what he got from our dad, and then like combined it. Because our dad, like when he communicate, it don't like relate. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
I'm a lot younger than my dad.
Yeah.
So
the young generation, man, they don't all that yelling and cussing and you know what I'm saying?
It can be a little bit much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So say listen to the message, not the tone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was the biggest, well I won't say biggest, but like the most influential for me as far as my game and like my development, especially early.
Man. Did y'all ever have friction to where you wasn't trying to hear him? Like, man, I got
and
this.
we had friction last week.
Last week, y'all, I need
We
to.
had friction 2 days ago.
Man.
And y'all both big and grown now.
Yeah. And they're playing one-on-one. I went home like, bro, I don't even think we can play one-on-one anymore. It's always gonna be that, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's always gonna be that.
Did the game ever end? That's the question I really want to know.
What you mean?
Yeah. Oh, look at. Did y'all rehearse that? You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Because I done seen situations like it gets heated, like y'all just broke down, but eventually the game y'all don't even finish the game because it got that smoky.
Yeah.
No, we in the game.
Yeah, we respect the game to we not in there just punching each other like, oh no, there ain't no foul. But it's just like we gonna get into it, and it's just. That's just what it is.
Man, what was y'all's mentality like as players, on your own respective journeys? Did you always embrace that competitive element? Or was it something you had to grow into? I definitely had to grow into it.
Oh, no, I was born competing.
Really?
Yeah.
I ain't want no smoking in the beginning.
I'm not trying to lose.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what it is. iMessage games,
all
a bowling date. Like, I'm trying to win. So, like, I used to cry when I lose. I used to go in the corner and cry. I used to go lock myself in a room.
Man.
Like, yeah, I've been like that since I was little.
Yeah, same,
huh?
That come from Clarence. That come from Big Crawford. You know what I'm saying? ain't no losing. Like if it's a game and you trying to win the game, it's winning is the most important thing.
That's it. They keep a score, we win it.
If they're keeping score, we win it. Exactly.
Now I know both of y'all got big love for your mother. Mm-hmm. So how was she in the midst of all of this? You got Big Crawford. It sound like he the fireman. You know what I mean? And y'all are like proponents of that. It got to be some balance in that thing somewhere, right? How's mom's role in the whole deal,
bro? I think,
in all honesty,
I think Mama was she was different towards. I think it was different. It's different. Like for me, she was. I got it. Both of them.
Bad
both
cop,
parents.
worst cop.
Yeah. No. Bad cop. From both of them. And I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think she took a different approach with me. So she was more the balancer. But like for me, I had him and my dad. So I still had the two heads.
But I think I was the balance for you though. No. Come on.
He says no, you say yes. Well, how you figure that though?
Now I feel like sometimes I could just go off the rails on him. If I see something, I just be like,
that's not it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not really go too crazy, but just. But
man, he went off the rails. He lying. He is fitting.
Not being honest. So when you say balance, I'm guessing. So you say your pops rough, mom smooth,
chill,
and you the hybrid somewhere.
No, mama was rough on me, and pops was rough.
I'm talking about you, and I'm talking about on his journey now.
Listen, I tried to be.
You tried to be.
I tried to be cool.
Yeah.
I tried to be cool, but
wouldn't get it done.
I guess not.
Man,
this is the first time I'm hearing this. By the way,
I also didn't really receive the softness too well. So like them being rough was like the only way that like it clicked.
Oh, really?
It turned into that.
Yeah. Did you realize that then, or is this hindsight you talking now?
You know it back then. You don't know it though. Like like, hey, I don't. When they yell at me, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. And then they like, hey, you need to shoot better. I'm like, you need to shoot better.
I feel that.
But if they like, hey, stop missing so many shots, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, I'll stop missing so many shots.
I don't like this shit you just said, but you're right. All right. So was it always just hoops for y'all, or did y'all ever dabble in any other sport?
I was a football player.
Yeah.
I was way better at football than I was at basketball.
Never knew that, but I'm profiling. Now I'm profiling you.
Man, you still.
I can see that though.
Tell him about the record, man. That boy hold the record.
Oh
man.
yeah, I got the longest touchdown in victory, like ever.
How many yards was it?
It was 99 because that's as long as you could go.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah, like I was supposed to be a football player. Like I stopped playing football, and they were not happy. Well, they weren't not happy, but they was like, "Hey, please, you want to come try it out again." And then like I'd be like, "Man, I'm good."
What year did you stop though?
8th grade. Well, going into 9th grade.
Oh, so you didn't even give high school a shot at it, huh? Nah. Was it your choice, or did you get talked out of it?
It was a choice. Well, my parents were like, they came to me and was like, okay, so you're really good at both, and you can stay really good at both, or you can choose one and excel, like and be way better than most people at one than the other one. So, and they kind of brought it to me like that. So then I was like, football, you just kind of got to lift weights. Like it ain't much else to do besides lifting. Like you can go run routes, but you can't go practice. Like you need a team to go practice football. But like basketball,
it can be done.
I need a gym and I need a ball. Actually, I don't even need a gym.
I
need something circular to throw the ball in and a ball.
That's it.
And then you can work on your game in so many more ways. So back then I was like, I'm just going to go that way because I can do more. It's more competitive. It's more development in it.
Did you ever regret it at any point? Like dang, I missed that turf. Or was it a situation where it's like, damn, man, maybe I made the wrong choice?
I won't say, I just know I would have been really good at football.
Yeah.
So, like, it was, because I knew with basketball, it's like, you got to work at it. But with football, it was like, you're just faster than everybody else.
He got all the athleticism in the family. All the athleticism.
He's the jumper. No, he lying.
Jumper?
Is he the jumper or is he just tall?
He was dunking on. See, he going to get into when you was talking about he didn't know how to shoot. He going to tell you.
Okay. See.
He had the high flyer badge on 2K13.
2K13. That's too. He done went to the system.
The high flyer badge.
You know, but to you now, I remember because we talked before plenty of times off the record. how did your game develop? Did you just take off and start ascending pretty soon, or were you, by your own standards, a project out the gate?
Man, I had just natural, like, skill. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing, man. I don't really understand. Like, some kids, well, I guess I do understand, but we, like, growing up, bro, we had, like, just natural, like, jab fake. Like, we could just jab, and, like, we had just natural stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then we went to the court with it. So I had that type of stuff. But then I would say, like, probably 8th grade is when I really started.
Blossom a little bit.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Same here. You know what I feel though? I feel as though we probably watched a hell of a lot more basketball.
Yeah, man.
Than
They
today's
don't watch
teenagers.
basketball nowadays.
Yeah, because it's trippy.
Like college players, you can ask them, be like, "Who's your favorite player?" And they'll be like, "Man, I don't even really watch it like that."
Do you feel? How do you feel admitting those words coming out of your mouth? Like they shouldn't be.
You're a college basketball player, man.
Yeah, with the aspirations of moving to the level beyond that. That's why I'm looking at my high schoolers like, you want to go where?
Cause just think,
who coaches him? Can you tell me,
bro? Just think, AD. When did you learn how to do a jab fake? Like, do you ever remember being in practice
doing jab drills?
Yeah, like I don't think we just ever did that.
I'm not saying that it didn't happen, but it's nowhere in my memory base.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's just something you just.
We just knew that. These kids don't even know how to like jab fake now. They just no talent, no skill.
It's like the
no
rhythm.
skill.
Like they don't develop the rhythm nowadays.
A rhythm, yeah. They don't develop
like
a rhythm.
They develop like, and I think it's because like we grew up just hooping. Like we didn't train. We didn't have a trainer growing up. So like we went outside and we stayed outside for 4 hours.
Had to do it.
And you playing 21, it's 4 people under the goal, and there's 1 person guarding you. So to score, you got to figure out something. Yeah, I'm not about to just go in there and do a right hand layup every time.
No. They're gonna reject that.
You know,
or they're gonna put you on the ground. No foul if you got back then it was 33. If you got 31, you're gonna earn that next one, brother. You know what I'm saying? And here's the other stuff we didn't realize we were working on. Like when we start playing tips, now you crashing offensive glass.
That's true.
Blocked out.
That's true.
Yeah, man. It is. I don't know, man. I just miss it. I'm riding through residentially, and I'm like, man, I could speed if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody outside
hooping.
You know?
Yeah.
But what about your AAU grind? How soon did you get started? I started playing in the 5th grade. I know I was a year ahead of you in school, so this was like winter '99, 5th grade. And to today's kid, that's probably late.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When did it start for you?
Man, I think it was AAU 6th grade. Matter of fact, with Coach Rowe.
Yeah,
with Coach
Supreme
Rowe.
Court.
Yeah, Supreme Court.
Man, shout out to Coach Rowe, man.
Hey,
that dude done a lot, man. For a whole
he
lot
done
of
coached
kids.
everybody, bro.
Coached everybody.
He done coached everybody. So that's when I started playing AAU.
Man, was it a shock to you at all? Or?
Yes, bro.
Oh, I need to know.
Yes, bro. It was just like because we went to a private school. Right. You know what I'm saying? So
I went whole academic career.
So from 4th grade for me.
Right.
And then before that, I never really went to. I never been just around black folks like that.
I already know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? So when I got around Coach Rowe and he yelling and cursing and going crazy, I was like, oh, the coaches can talk like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you got all the players. We 6th grade, 8 motherfucking.
Yeah, I'm all like, that.
But at the same time, it wasn't just like totally unfamiliar because my pops.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, hold on. What was he? How was he? How was his disposition during all that?
He the one that orchestrated all this. Like he need to be, you know what I'm saying? He need to be in this environment. Like he has to be. He can't just. He's not gonna be able to figure it out over here. He needs to be over here. So he orchestrated everything for me to go play over there.
How long was that run with the Supreme Court soldiers?
Bro, back then we used to play. Well, I don't know. Did you used to play on like a couple of different teams?
Mm-mm.
See, I played.
It was the Titans, baby, only.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
See, I was always whoever didn't have a tournament. I was always at a tournament with somebody.
I respect that approach though.
Yeah,
I do. Bouncing around, but it was really just about whoever got to run. Huh?
Yeah.
So, did you find your footing pretty soon in that situation? Did you find a role?
I say because, yeah.
Who were some of your teammates, if you can remember? I know that was a long time ago, G.
Jeremy Jackson.
Yeah.
Sean Jackson. Brandon Goff, you know what I'm saying?
Goff, man. Put respect on his name.
I
was saying
Brandon
rest
Goff.
in peace to him.
Yeah,
man.
rest in peace, man. But
you have Latif?
Latif, yeah.
Wow.
You remember Latif?
Yes, but that's a crazy.
And he
that's
the
a-
one. He
I
the
ain't
first
heard that
person.
name.
He the first person to get me. Completely did a backflip off one of his crossovers.
How's that possible, man?
Backflip.
So he had you dancing like that.
What? Michael Jackson.
And he was nice though.
No, he was the first one. He was the first one I seen like that I played against that had that ball on the string for real.
Mm-hmm. And I think he ended up moving away around about that age, like
Yeah, we
maybe
were super
sixth
young.
grade. Yeah, early in the middle school. But he had it, big ass
Yeah.
glasses,
Yeah.
and everything. You know what I'm saying? But was clean with it,
Yeah.
man. So since you bounced around, who were some of the other squads that you visited on these 10-day contracts that you was on? Man?
So we got Supreme Court. The 10-day contract.
I'm telling you, man, was the freest free agent ever, boy.
So we had the Supreme Court,
Right.
And then my pops had a team with just kind of like a few of the victory guys that I was playing with, and then Basket of Dreams. I had some runs with the Titans.
I do remember that.
I had some runs with the Titans. We had Big Sidney, Sidney Hadnot, Mike Jones.
Who? No, I'm messing with it.
Dude, bro. I'm like, bro, Mike Jones, bro.
Hey, you know I was going to hit you with the who again. Yeah. So, and who else? That would have been Lil Ken and them group, right?
Lil Ken, yeah.
And,
so I played with him.
Dante Ziegler.
Dante
Was he running with
Ziegler,
you? I remember that group.
Dez Clark, light skin.
Undermentioned, man.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah, so I had some runs with the Titans too.
Man.
That was my first go around with like sponsorship stuff. Because we had they was passing out shoes and bags and
Yeah, man.
I'm like, I need to stay over here.
Yeah, word. And what's wild is we had just arrived in that regard to where we just you got our hands on a little paper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Graduated from the right L joints. We took it a step up. Now we riding around with the big heavy ass T-Max. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
I remember the
It
T-Max.
was the one. They were heavy like the LeBrons are today.
Bro, we had the I remember the T-Max, but then we came in, they started getting Nike Shocks. The Shocks, yeah.
It's Carter joints.
Yeah.
I thought I could have sworn my vertical went up a couple inches.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm still grazing the pad. not even the glass, man. Just the pad, yo. It was rough, man. Wasn't athletic. But what was your AAU run like? Everything gets better the second time around, right?
Yeah, it's kind of. I started in 4th grade.
See, there you go.
So, like, I started a little earlier than him. I started playing on the Titans. Like, it was my first team.
Who coached you?
Coach Ken.
Yeah, maniac.
Coach Ken, boy.
Man, he was one of the best coaches probably any kid could have had. Because I still use some of the stuff I learned in 7th grade. But I played with him from 4th to 7th. And then I played with Coach Bunchy. And I forgot what we were even called.
Gymtown Hoops, wasn't it?
Nah, we had changed the name. It was always us playing against them. We always saw them in the championship. It was always them and
I forgot the name
Bulldogs.
of your team.
Bulldogs.
It was always those three. And then the Bulldogs and Gym Time, I think, kind of like combined in a sense.
Yeah, so there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah, and then I went and played with them 7th and 8th grade. And then it was 7th through 9th grade. And then I played with the Oklahoma Phenom out of Oklahoma City going into my junior year. And then going into my senior year, I played on the with Chris Myers. I forgot what was they called? Yeah, Impact. Oklahoma Impact.
I definitely know who Chris Myers is, but I got stuck with what the name of the organization was too. Mm-hmm. So you moved around just as much as Big Bro over here, huh?
Yeah.
Was that for the same reason that he was? Just trying to find where the run was, or this fit ran its course, now it's time to do something different?
More so that. It was kind of, so I started, like when I was with the Titans, I'm not sure if we if the team planned on staying together the whole time, or like I don't remember why we didn't stay as a team.
Right.
But then I went with Coach Bunchy. I ended up leaving them to because the team from the city, the Phenom, were ranked in the nation. Well, they weren't ranked, but they had finished really, really well in nationals the year before, and they were sponsored by one of the parents. He just paid for everything.
Right.
So it was all expenses paid every trip.
Better
so
look.
that was my first time experiencing that. Mm-hmm. And then my senior year, it was between the Impact and Athletes First. And the Impact, I had 45 against Webster. And then Coach Chris hit me up that night, and he was like, I want you to play for me. And he was the first one to ask. So I was like, okay, cool. And then at the end of the season, after his first was like, hey, come run with us.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, I done already told Coach Chris I'm going to play with him. And I wanted to like keep my word. So I stayed with the Impact.
That's actually dope, man, because to hear that means something to you. Because some people are like, hey, man, I know what I said, but yesterday's price, not, you know what I'm saying?
not today's price.
That type of joy. So what's the difference or differences in y'all's breakdown from playing school ball versus playing AAU ball?
And what's the difference between the two?
Yeah,
like the way it's played?
Stylistically, yeah. And I know it sort of varies based on what school program you played at,
Mm-hmm.
but, you know, I would imagine your role may have been bigger in one vein than it was in the other. Or maybe you got to get your shit off a little bit more one way versus in the other arena.
For me, AAU was more learning how to play with people on your level or your skill level.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously your AAU team's probably going to be better than your school team.
True.
So but I still had a big role. Like, I was still important on that team. I wasn't like just a defender or just a distributor. But for my school team, it was like, if you don't score, y'all gonna lose.
Straight up.
Yeah, and it's like, if you get 35, y'all might win. If you don't get 35, y'all gonna lose.
No chance. So just to give yourself a chance, you had to run it up.
Against like formidable teams.
Yeah.
Like the other private schools, like no. But when we came and played Central or Booker T, you know what I'm saying, Memorial, Edmond Santa Fe, like, all right, it's on you.
Did y'all's teammates understand that?
Yes.
During this?
Mine
Okay.
did.
Man, mine didn't.
Straight up. Golly.
We had so many people shooting the ball.
They had no business shooting it.
Well, for me, like, the parents didn't understand it for me.
All right.
Like, my teammates knew, like, hey, he's way better than us, so let's give him the ball.
But my thing with that too be like, if my son, I have a son and he's gonna want to play, if he wants to play basketball, right? Mm-hmm. And he's going to play, and he just like he's just in baseball right now. I'm not gonna be in the coach's ear in baseball, like do this, because I know like his future's not even here. Like his future's in something else. Or even, okay, my son wants to be a doctor and he's just on the basketball floor or whatever. I'm not even gonna be that. I don't understand how parents be like pushing so hard, but you notice your kid is not, his future is not even here. Mm-hmm. You know what
he
I'm
don't
saying?
want it, she don't want it.
Yeah, we just doing this. This is just something that we just doing. You're not even trying to get school paid for. You know what I'm saying? But
Great
you
point.
want so much playing time, you want this, you want that, but for what?
For what?
Yeah, so I never really understood.
Yeah.
the parents
Straight
on
sense
that
of
type
entitlement.
Yeah.
Golly.
So like that's how it was for me. But like I said, my teammates were cool. Like, but that was more or less of us playing. So like when we play together, like I score more than y'all. So when we go on a real court, give me the ball.
Yeah.
But
It's understood.
the parents, you know what I'm saying? The parents were try to have more of an influence at victory.
I'm sick of this Chris kid coming down and shooting up all the balls.
Yeah, so like, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I'd have, oh shit, I said that.
Listen, this is all the smoke.
Yeah. Shout out to him. Hey, the statute of limitations is up, Chief.
Because it got to the point where like my coaches was telling me I was shooting too much. And I'm like, what else are we gonna do? Like, we're winning with me doing this. And then it wasn't like I was shooting a whole bunch. First of all, I never shot that much.
Right.
But it wasn't like I was trying to score like this and like alienating my teammates or like not getting nobody involved.
Right.
Like the points they do get are because of me.
Hello.
But
Like creating everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. It's hard. It's hard to redirect somebody when you're winning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like that's why me personally, I think that's why you learn more from your L's, because you're more willing to pay attention to that. But when you winning, what are you saying to me right now?
Yeah.
Did you see the scoreboard up there? Tough. Now your run, you said, man, way too many people.
Everybody was shooting the ball. We had referees shooting the ball.
Wow. So in your time there, would you say, even though you're a humble guy, but you always have known what type of player you are, though? Mm-hmm. Were you the bona fide best player on that squad during the time you were in high school?
For sure. But my game hadn't come together like in high school. Chris' game, like like we was always in the gym, so his game came together like it was together. Mine was still kind of all over the place.
Wasn't quite polished yet.
Yeah, but I was an athlete. I was
Yeah.
a good athlete. I was always dunking and doing all of that type of stuff. So yeah, I wasn't quite as polished yet.
Well, both of y'all pretty coachable, you would say though.
I personally think I'm very coachable.
Okay, all right.
A lot of
Sound
people
like a
don't
little
feel the
bias in
same.
there. Okay, I think the truth is coming out at this table, man.
I feel like I was coachable. I actually high school Rob, I probably had like a chip on my shoulder a little bit. Especially if I felt like if I felt like we play one-on-one and you can't beat me, then I don't really, why are you telling me this? Because I was coached by my pops and we played one-on-one all the time and I couldn't win. So I'm listening to him.
Right.
But
that's got to be some guy stuff right there too. It's
yeah.
If I just naturally, and I'm not even a bad dude, but when you look at somebody and you think he doesn't pose a threat, whether that's on this court or if it's with these, I'm not, lower your voice. You know what I mean? That's when you talk to me, it's one of them kind of things, man. But as far as communication wise, let's talk about leadership, man. Because I think most people innately believe that whoever the best player is should be the leader. And I put the air quotes because I think that term leader is like, I think we marginalize it. I think it encompasses a whole lot, but we just think it got to be the rah-rah guy.
Yeah.
But that never was my personality, and I don't think it's y'all's either. But what was y'all's leadership style, man? Were y'all vocalists like that?
I tried to lead by example. I talk quiet, and I don't talk that much, which I've had to try to grow out of, especially like in the leadership aspect. But my thing was, if my teammates see me playing hard or they see me playing defense hard or they see me trying to rebound, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they see me doing it, they should want to do it. Or if I'm the best player or the man and I'm pressuring full court, you should pressure full court. Because if I feel like I should, however the team should play should be how I'm trying to play. Or however the coach wants the team, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I tried to lead that way. I was never a vocal or like yelling at people. I tried to be that, but it was never.
It didn't come through like it's supposed to. Did you just feel goofy doing it, or somebody on the receiving end was like,
both? Because they know like I'm not like that. So
not
like
really.
I'm screaming at you, but like I don't scream on any other aspect of life. So like, why are you doing it now? Like,
I got
it's
you.
kind of like that.
You gotta be true to you, man.
Yeah.
What about you? How was your style?
I was no leader at all.
Damn,
Wasn't even close. Wasn't even close. High school?
Yeah.
No,
Not at all.
not at all.
Who was the guy, man? Who was the cat that y'all would lean on?
That was the problem. That's why everybody was shooting the ball like that. That's why everybody had the green light.
Everybody shooting ball. Wasn't no order going on.
Nah, it wasn't no order.
Gotta get an understanding around there, Rob.
No, it wasn't really. We just, man, I like when thinking about it, man. We was just hooping out there. We wasn't even really. I wasn't going into the game like, oh, I gotta lead my team. But did you? So you were when you was a senior, you was the only senior, or like
I had like 4 seniors with me.
4 seniors with you?
Yeah, it was me, Emmanuel, Jacoby. Man, I don't want to.
But those was football players. Like
I was the only
mostly.
senior that played
Played
basketball.
basketball. And
Yeah, that was another thing that what you said. Like, did your team know like to try to that you were the man?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't play football like them, so I was the only basketball player. So like it was kind of like you're not about to come shoot more than me in my sport. That's why I'm not about to come play football and expect the ball more than you.
Yeah.
Because it's your sport.
Yeah.
So it was kind of we had that understanding.
And so we didn't. So we had seniors, 3 or 4 seniors, and we all played just basketball. So it was more like just whoever
you in here, I'm in here too.
Exactly.
Man, that's tough, dog. Okay, so to wrap up the high school chapter, what was y'all's most successful year as a team? You know what I mean? Whether it's your 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th.
We went to state every year.
Okay.
My 4 years.
How far did y'all get?
We lost in every round.
Damn.
We lost in the championship my freshman year, lost in the semis my sophomore year, and lost in the quarters my junior,
That
senior
boy
year.
like Jerry West, ain't it?
Man, just can't get over that hump, man. Golly, get every round of it. Just
Yeah, we
Hey,
couldn't
go
get
ahead.
right. First of all, it's right there.
Yeah, that's
It's right there.
ooh, 2015, huh?
Sheesh.
Hey, man, listen, man,
Yeah.
it's tough, man. Something about that red, man. No, that's I'm biased. No, okay, so since it pretty much were all the same level of success for each team, what would you say your best individual year was by your standards?
I would say, I don't know, because like numbers wise, it would be clearly my junior because like from sophomore to junior, I went from averaging like 17 to 26, but my senior year, I went from 26 to 21 because I didn't play the fourth quarter of like every other game.
You know, dusting folks off, huh?
Yeah, they put us in like the Christian school conference or whatever. So like every other game, we were playing like Regent or like Cassia or like Rejoice. So like we obviously gonna beat them by 50. So I'm not gonna play the whole game.
Right.
But we go play Santa Fe, Memorial, Booker T. I'm playing the whole game. So stats wise, I would say my junior year. Like, but I feel like my game was better my senior year than my junior year.
The team that went to the state championship, would you say that was y'all's best team?
By far, yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
I asked that question because it's like, you know, sometimes certain years the landscape is different. And so a team that may be a little lesser than the previous year has a better path to get there. Doesn't mean that they were better though. What about you, man? What team was the best that y'all had?
The best team, my best high school team was easily the junior year.
Mm-hmm.
We had Corey Stewart.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That cat can go get it, man.
Yeah.
He was
good
a
at-
football kid too,
And
right?
football, yeah. Yeah, see, he had crazy Tennessee offers in football.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, my junior year, we was loaded from all the way to like the 11th, 12th man on the bench.
Oh, whoa.
First of all, they like 10th man was jumping from the free throw
So look,
line.
the dude is a guy on our team
Legitimately.
that didn't really play that much could jump from the free throw line and dunk.
Straight up.
No question.
Jeez,
Tim
man.
Purnell, man.
Ah, okay.
You
Yeah.
remember him?
I remember him. As soon as you said his name, the face came to my. That's just cheating, man. And
He's
way
on
down on the depth chart.
He's way down the depth chart.
Come on, man.
And it's not like he couldn't play. Like he could hoop. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he could just jump and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just how our team was. We was really good.
That's a good problem to have, I suppose.
Yeah.
Was that your best individual year too?
Nah.
Nah.
My senior year
All right.
is when I started kind of putting my guard skills into play a little bit more and started figuring it out on the perimeter. Yeah, so yeah. Senior year was my best individual, but junior year was my at best as a team. But I also feel like back to your leadership point,
Yeah.
if I would have been a better leader, if I would have figured that part out, we state champions easily.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the type of team we had. But to try to get a 16, 17-year-old kid to be a leader is kind of like, that's tough.
Just if it's not naturally your
Yeah,
personality.
yeah.
I was
And
having a conversation. My senior year was similar to that. For the same, I own that more than anything. Like, yeah, we got back to the tournament, but I was like, man, I didn't lead that bunch like I was supposed to.
It's supposed to be, yeah. And it's different things, like, it's just different elements that you got to bring to be a leader. And I just feel like I didn't know, I was super ignorant to knowing what to do in certain situations.
True that. You know, coach can only do so much, man. Yeah,
Exactly.
He ain't in the trenches.
Exactly.
All right, so coming out of high school, you went to Central Arkansas right out of high school, right? Mm-hmm. And you went to Oral Roberts University right out of high school. So
Yes,
look at
sir.
y'all making the family proud. Right out of high school, going Division I. But both of y'all ended up rerouting after your first year. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about it, man. What went into that, man? What went through the whole courting process? Who else could it have been right out of high school besides UCA and ORU? Why them? And then why the detour?
You should probably go first on this.
So Central Arkansas out of high school, man.
Right.
I had some stuff, man. I had Missouri State. I had Evansville up there in Indiana. I had stuff from like, what's that school in Florida Atlantic? I had a bunch of little like mid majors, low mid majors.
Yep.
I chose UCA just because Scottie Pippen You know what I'm saying? I was just like, man, I'm gonna go. You know, I felt like I could be like somewhat that type of a player.
Yeah.
And so I went there, man, and it was a cool experience.
What about you, Mr. ORU? Right, not even down the street, across the street.
Yeah, I used to walk across the street and go work out, like during school or like after, like 5th and 6th hour. Like after the season when you ain't got no practice no more,
Right.
I would go work out.
In the spring, you just cutting up.
Yeah, I was doing stuff. But I had TU, I had Fresno, OSU came in late, OU was like they'd send letters. You know what I'm saying? I had a bunch of schools that would send letters.
Yeah.
So like I don't want to count those.
True.
But like the actual recruitment was probably like TU, Fresno, and ORU, like the main ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Sound like y'all must have been pretty good students too.
yeah.
Had to be.
Yeah. Couldn't mess around.
It was you get a B.
Mama
grounded
worked
type
at the
stuff.
school, so you ain't getting away with nothing.
None of that.
Yeah.
She pull up.
She's pulling
Doing
right
the
up
walk-ins.
and pull you out.
Terrible, man. So what went? I don't want to say went wrong, but I guess for the sake of a discussion, what went wrong enough for y'all to be like, yeah, I need to pivot and go another route?
For me, so for me, as soon as I got on campus, I realized I wasn't good enough.
Oh, really?
Like as soon as I got there, I was like, yeah, I thought this was gonna be different than what this is. Like,
was it first day of workouts? What was it?
it was just
hooping?
really the pickup. Everything was just faster. It was a faster pace. Everybody in my position everybody I'm playing against is my size. Like that was the first, because in high school it really wasn't like that too much. You know what I'm saying? You had guys bigger than me, taller than me rather, and then so one particular play that happened when I was just like, I'm not ready. And so we in practice, I had made it through the summer workouts and fall workouts, but we get into practice, like real practice. I go for a jumper, and the dude was second string in my position. I'm not even on the depth chart.
Right.
He was second string, and then there was the starter. The second string dude, I go for a jumper. He blocked my jumper, and the ball hit me in my face. And then so after that practice, that's when I was like, hey, coaches, we need to sit down and have a discussion because I feel like I need a red shirt. And so that's what, and they was just like, no, it's gonna be all right. I said, look, this man don't get no playing time, man. It's time for me to red shirt. So what you think I'm gonna be able to do against the starters? So I'm like, so that's when I red shirted.
You demanded a red shirt, basically.
I demanded a red shirt, bro.
Damn. And they granted it to you, huh?
They gave me one, yep.
Okay, so I would imagine you still.
So I got way better.
There
Like
you go.
from the time so when I red shirted, like I was just, so how it is in college, man. I was red shirting, but I like some of the drills, like I just wasn't important anymore. So practice would kind of just be like, for me, just get in where you fit in or whatever. But then like after practice, I'll be in the gym till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, like every day.
Cooking up. Would you be by yourself or you have somebody in there working with you?
For the most part, like I would a little bit by myself, and then sometimes the other red shirt guys would be in there. And then, but we used to hoop with the like the students, like just on campus. So we'll sneak them in the gym so that because they could hoop too.
Yeah.
So we'll get our runs in. You know what I'm saying? So I just get better. And then the next year I came back. Was it the next? Yeah, the next year I came back and I was killing. Cause I'm sitting here telling you, I told these people to redshirt me.
Right.
So I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? So I come back now, I'm killing, and then get into the season, I'm still not playing. And that's when I was just like, all right,
You got to move around.
yeah, some stuff happened. Yeah, and I was just like, yeah, he ain't even worried about me.
What was your morale like going through that, man? Because I know a little. I've been through that grind right there.
Yeah,
Where I'm just sitting. But the difference was it happened to me as a senior. I'm
that's
going
tough.
backwards.
That's tough.
But I'm like, all right,
Senior-
well,
senior year.
who am I going to be? Who I've always been, or am I all of a sudden going to be that guy that, coach, man, what's going on, man?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So my morale during my redshirt year, or whenever
The next year when you
when
ready,
I felt like
you
I
feel
should have
ready.
been, yeah. So It was pretty low, man. Like it was pretty low. Like that was one of the first times in my life where I felt like I really didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the coach got guys on our team telling him, like, man, put Rob in the game. Like, you see what he be doing in practice and this and that.
They're vouching for you.
Yeah, they was vouching for me, and that's when I knew, like, I really should be out here getting that from my teammates, but I just really didn't know what to do. And so one particular situation happened where, like, we were supposed to leave for a trip, and I get on the bus, and he tell me, basically, like, we ain't got enough. We got enough players. You're not going on this trip. And that's when I was like, oh, so I can't even go on a trip. And that's when I, hit Mama up like, Mama, I think it's time for me to get on down.
Man.
And it was, I was a good student and all that, so we wouldn't get into it or nothing. He just was like, yeah, you ain't going on this trip. And I was like, all right.
So you just had to eat that one, huh?
Yeah.
So you didn't snap on him on the bus, did you?
No, I just got off the bus, went back to the apartment, called my mama, like, we got to figure something out.
For real. What about you, man? How was year one for you?
It was rocky.
Yeah.
It's rocky. Mainly, it just wasn't the school for me. And
it was more the school or the program? Or both, maybe?
It was really the school.
Got you.
Like, and that's the thing, because, like, everyone, like, I guess it got out that I left because of playing time. So, like, everyone just thought I left because of playing time, and then I just, like, it was whatever. But I really left because of the school. Like, it didn't have much to do with basketball. Like, when they recruited me, they said, because obviously, like, ORU has a lot of rules. And,
True.
like, we knew ORU had a lot of rules. So, like, when they first started recruiting me, I was like, hey, I do not want to come to your school because I don't want to go to college that's the same as my high school. And they were like...
You said that, huh?
Yeah, like, I told them, I'm like...
You got balls, kid. What's going on, man? That should have been the coach's response. Damn, man, I'm actually, we laughing and we joking. I'm like, yo, I wish I had that type of nerve because I might have felt something like that never would have said it. But anyway, proceed.
Yeah, I told them that, and then they pretty much just said all the rules that I didn't want to go there for were no longer rules. So they said, like,
of course,
they said that I could be in the gym whenever I wanted. They said that I could, you could have girls in your room, like, just like a bunch of little, so like there wasn't no curfew no more. Like they said all that, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, if it's nothing like that, then it's really not that big of a difference. Then they're in another school, and they were recruiting me like pretty early, like earlier than a lot of other schools.
Yeah.
So, that's why I chose them. But then I got there, and it was all the rules were still there.
Gotcha,
you know what I'm saying?
Got
like
him on the hook.
we had a midnight curfew. So, like, if it's 11:40, you go get some food, and you come back at, like, 12:10. You getting rid of. Like, you can tell the person, like, hey, I'm going to get some food. I'll be right back. You come back with the food, you're still getting rid of.
I'm gonna tell you where you messed up at. You just said, man, you need anything? What you want, man? I mean, you know what I'm saying? We gotta take care of the security.
Man.
You gotta politic, man. The security guards and the janitors, you gotta know them real well, man.
See, my freshman year, I wasn't too good at that.
Right.
I got better throughout my years.
It's that leadership component, man.
Yeah, that leadership. knowing how to wiggle.
Wasn't it? Now, are you a pretty active dude though, outgoing and stuff like that, to where you needed that flexibility to be just out anyway?
I just wanted to be in the gym all night. So my biggest thing was, can I be in the gym 24/7?
Right.
If it's 2 a.m. and I can't sleep, can I go to the gym? Because I don't sleep that much, and I like being in the gym. And I would prefer to go at night instead of like right after practice, because after like you have other stuff to do. Like you got to get study hall and get to the calf and whatnot. But at night you just hanging out and like just messing around. Like that's when I would go to the gym, because I'm not trying to. Cool, I'm going to the gym, but I would get kicked out the gym. So like they kicked me out the gym so much. One night, I was like walking. One day, I was walking through, like about to go to practice, and security guard saw me, and he was like, "Are you Chris Crawford?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "It's on our board. We're supposed to keep you out the gym. It's on our board. We have to check the gym every single night to make sure you're not in the gym."
That's really crazy.
And I was like,
I never knew that.
I ain't either.
Yeah, I was like, Really?
How am I supposed to respond to that?
Yeah, I never knew that
I was
even
like, bro, I'm
happened.
just trying to shoot, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm on a scholarship to play basketball, and y'all don't want me to play basketball.
Come on now.
And then it was that, and then the living situation of the dorms wasn't the most favorable.
Yeah.
So
It's very diplomatic the way you put that. I like that.
It was the most favorable.
Favorable. Man, I really don't get the gym piece. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I went to an NAIA school, dog. We had unlimited access to the gym at any time. Just call security, they got you in there. Period. But
Whatever time.
you said what now?
At whatever time.
Oh yeah, for sure. I thought you said one at a time. I was like, nah.
He said that.
Yeah, we could have had full run, and we did sometimes. Just like, yo, we up. What's going on, man?
Yeah.
And sometimes cats they'd be lit too. So now they talking reckless. Well, let's go see it.
Let's go-
Now,
yeah.
we're going out into the
Yep.
gym, and it's crazy.
That's how it go.
But if you think about it,
You went
it's
to
a-
JUCO too, didn't you?
yes.
Yep.
And you know that grind way different, and we cutting up. But it's just so much shit that you could be into that's not good for you.
Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to be in the gym, man. Let me in the sanctuary.
Let
man.
me in here,
In the
man.
sanctuary. Well, were there any perks to being in your hometown that you can remember?
honestly, I didn't really stay long enough to probably experience them.
Oui. Okay.
I was only there for like 3 months.
Damn, you didn't make it through the first semester?
I left that semester.
All right.
Yeah.
Were you playing on?
I stopped playing, I think, the 8th game of the year. So like this is like a lot, but
That's what we here for, baby.
so one day the coach called me into the office, Coach Sutton, and he's like, first of all, it's him and every other coach on the staff except for the black coach. Coach Mason or Coach Wade, he the only coach that's not there.
The optics. Come on, man.
So it's like all 4 of them in the room, and then it's me. And then they was like, hey, so we heard you plan on transferring. We heard you thinking about transferring. And I was like, no, I didn't really tell anybody that. And they're like, so are you thinking about transferring? And I was like, I mean, as much as any other freshman that don't play that much, like, kind of, but not really. Like, I'm not considering it. And they're like, well, what would keep you from trying to transfer? And I was like,
An easy one.
I'd want to play. It's kind of the only negative as far as basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to play more. And they're like, well, what will make you happy? About 15 minutes a game? And I was like, no. And then they're like, well, what about 20 minutes a game? Would that make you happy? And I was like, no. And they're like, well, what would make you happy? Like, if you could choose, how much would you play? And I was like, if I could choose, I would play 30 minutes a game. Like, I don't feel like the dude in front of me is that good. And then, or either one of them. And then they're like, okay, well, if that's how you feel, you should probably just leave then. Because we would rather have players here that are fully committed to the team and that want to see the betterment of the team. And if that's your concern, then we suggest you should probably just try to find another school.
Man.
And I was like, okay. And then I went to go try to find another school. But he was like, okay, so we're not going to let you go to another D1, and you have to go JUCO. They're like, you cannot go D1, you cannot go D2. You have to transfer to JUCO. And I was like, I thought the rule was that you couldn't go to the conference. Like, you couldn't go in conference. Mm-hmm. And they're like, no, the rule is you cannot go to another D1. And I was like,
Never ever heard. That's got to be false.
yeah, it's very false.
Gotta be false.
It's extremely false.
It's crazy.
I didn't know it was false.
Yeah, of course you did, man.
So they told me that. I was like, all right, cool. And then that's when we hit the JUCO, the coach that Robert played for.
Yeah, man.
And
Oh,
then
Muse, huh?
That's when I got the Connors.
The Muse. You know what I'm saying? It's a soft. That's the Muse. You know what I'm saying? All right. Well, damn. So, what did y'all's parents say whenever y'all hit them up with your challenges? Like, hey, I think the run here is over, and here's why. Like, how were they support wise or accountability wise throughout that process for y'all?
For me, there wasn't much pushback because, and like looking back on it, I think they knew that I didn't quite have the personality for ORU, like as being my parents.
Right.
So when I came to them with the reasons I wanted to leave, they were like, okay, cool. Because like when I told them why I wanted to leave, they're like, oh, that's going on there? And I was like, yeah, it's a little weird in these dorms.
Oh, yeah, we get it.
And they're like, okay, well, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. So they were pretty supportive of my decision.
Same with you?
Same, yeah.
And then, was y'all ego in it at all? Because, of course, everybody wants to go Division I, but then if for whatever reason you're not at that level, some cats can feel a way about themselves. So then you D1, boom, then you at JUCO. How was that for you, man? Was it a rough adjustment, or was it like, yo, this is it?
I just wanted to play, man, because at that point I hadn't hooped in. When I transferred and went junior college, at that point I hadn't hooped in my whole freshman year because I redshirted. Really, I hadn't hooped in 2 years because my redshirt, my freshman year.
I keep thinking you're about to say my rookie year. Go ahead.
Now, my redshirt freshman year, and then going into the next year, I transferred at Christmas. So I had to sit out the rest of that season. Damn. So I'm coming back as a redshirt sophomore, and so because I only played 3 years of college basketball.
Damn, that redshirt sophomore year all the way through, right?
Yep, and then junior, senior.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to play.
What was that JUCO year like for you?
For me, I was in heaven because I was 45 minutes away from the crib.
Yes, sir.
And then we couldn't do nothing. It was nothing to do except play basketball. So that for me, that was cool. And I'm not a really like a going out person, you know what I'm saying, or nothing like that. But we was pretty turned up in JUCO though. Yeah. We was turned up.
Listen, man, it's not for everybody, but for those who went, you just know. You know. It's like it's some characters down there, man, and you can make something out of nothing.
Yeah.
In more ways than one.
That's a fact.
Just leave it at that. Okay. Now you end up going to Connors, same spot as Big Bro was at, but just many moons later. How was it for you, dog? How was your JUCO experience?
I loved it. It was my favorite 2 years of college. And
you played it full too, huh?
Well, no, I didn't play my freshman year. So I didn't play when I transferred down. So I only played 7 games my freshman year, and then I played my sophomore year at Connors. But yeah, like I didn't, as far as the ego thing, like I didn't care. Like I planned on going D1 out of JUCO, so it wasn't really I wasn't messed up about that.
Right.
The label of a D1 player, I'm like, all right, cool. You get in front of me, we gonna see who a D1 player.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't really that important to me.
I like that.
So I loved it because, like he said, like there's nothing to do. Like you either about to go do a bunch of drugs, or you about to go to the gym.
Or you about to go, yep.
Or you about to go make a kid. There's like about 3 choices. So I chose the
drugs.
Make a kid was
go to
somebody
the
you
gym.
probably don't feel like seeing every day for the rest of the I'm just calling it what it is. Okay, so man, on the selfish tip, we talked about it the last time we were in here together. Man, my junior college my recollection was like, it was some super cool dudes, but when we got on that court, man, everybody had their own agenda, man. Especially my freshman year. We had talent, but we didn't get nothing done because everybody wanted to be.
We didn't get nothing done.
A lot of us wanted to be that guy, and it was like, hey, man, it just ain't. It can't be that. In my sophomore year, we had a little of that, but with a little more togetherness. But then, things going on at the top it was super shaky.
Too much going on.
Way too much for us to be any good. But how were y'all's teams and teammates during that time? Can y'all identify with that at all?
Muse had all that under control.
Straight up.
What? You're shooting the ball. You shouldn't be shooting the ball. What are you thinking about? Get. Muse had all that. Egos, that was at the door. You know what I'm saying? He had all that under control.
Checked it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, my JUCO team had none of that.
For real? No egos?
Nah.
Or
as far as like shooting, or like
y'all had no.
who was getting to it? Like it was obvious, like because we had the number 3 scorer in the nation on our team, and he was number 1 in shot attempts. So like, he gonna shoot and he gonna score. So we're gonna let him do
understood.
that. Yeah, like our bigs weren't the most gifted offensively, but they were really gifted defensively, and like they knew that. Like they weren't trying to get the ball in the blocking, be Zebo and all that.
So he did pretty much have.
But nah, it wasn't from use though. It was just like. It just happened like that. Yeah, we was just hooping. When Booty get in the game, give him the ball. AD, if he's somewhat open, he's gonna shoot the ball, so go rebound.
Yeah. Crash.
Going up. We didn't have much clashing as far as like who wants to shine or who wanted to play.
Yeah. That's a blessing, man. Damn.
I went through that in high school.
Yeah. Oh, so
But I
yeah,
was
you
telling
graduated
yeah.
from that chapter.
Yeah, then when we went to JUCO, it was normal, normal basketball.
So coming out of JUCO, you end up going back to the same place you left from, which is wild. You know what I
That's
mean?
crazy,
You don't hear that type of stuff. Literally full circle. How?
I don't, bro. So JUCO, I turn up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got so much stuff coming out of JUCO.
Getting busy.
Yeah, so I was about to go to, I had verbally committed to Idaho, way on the West Coast. And I can't remember what was going on, but Corliss Williamson came to our school, was like, yo, I want to get like 3 or 4 of y'all and bring y'all all to Central Arkansas. And so we at JUCO, we was a brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? We was all super cool. Them guys I still talk to this day, like we still solid to this day. So when he said that, I was like, we looking at each other like, and he had just, matter of fact, Mark Rutledge.
Yes, sir.
Straight out of, he came from, where Mark went to Edison. Mm-hmm. So
Need you on the pod, Mark, man. Come on back from Henderson State real quick. Yeah.
No, I think he's at
San Angelo now,
yeah,
right?
San Angelo.
San Angelo?
Yeah.
Damn, man. Journeyman.
Yeah, he doing his thing, man.
Shout out
But
to him.
he was at Connors. Corliss came and recruited him, so he went to UCA, and so then he came back and got another. He wanted to get some more of us, and so we was all. And so me and Mark going way back to 4th grade, 5th grade. So then he's already there. Then you're getting more guys from our team. So I'm like, oh yeah, we all like looking at each other like
It's a no-brainer.
we going back to turn up.
So he really got 4 of y'all.
It was me, JG. Who else went? And Mark.
One Big C there?
Big C. No, Big C didn't go. No, not Dub. So it was just, he ended up just getting 3 of us.
That's still pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Golly.
And so that's how that happened, man.
When you got back, I'm guessing the experience was different that time around?
It was. I was immediately on the floor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was immediately on the floor. But at that point, my lifestyle affected what I was doing on the court. Because at JUCO, man, we said this. It's the podcast, man.
Yeah, man. Come on with it, Crawford, man.
So at JUCO, man, we wasn't doing nothing but just drinking and going to the gym.
Straight up.
And some guys was on that other stuff.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
fair
saying?
enough.
You know that.
Hello.
So I felt like, man, and then I turned up in JUCO, so I was doing well. So I'm like, man, I'm about to.
Yeah, this is the recipe.
Yeah, this the recipe. And I get to D1 trying the same stuff. Body just don't work no more. Body just don't work. So it was rocky, but it was because of me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And what I had going on, my habits off the court.
Can you remember the moment where it's like, all right, I see what's going on. It's time to reroute.
Oh yeah. How much time we got? Because I got to tell them about when I ended up going to jail.
You wouldn't. Now that you just said it, you absolutely got to say it. We need that story.
Man,
What's going on with you, Crawford?
man,
Lifestyle. You ain't joking.
lifestyle, boy. So, long story short,
Boy turned into Roy Jones Jr.
Long story short, we ended up getting into a fight. This is New Year's, my junior year. We ended up getting into a fight at a Taco Bell. Just a regular fight.
Of course, it was at Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, man. It's 2:00 in the morning. What are y'all doing, man? Get to the crib, man.
You know what I'm saying?
But we end up.
You gotta get you a crunch wrap out of the deal, though.
So we end up getting into a big fight. Police got involved in all that. So, but the next day, everybody was back at home. Everything was cool. So we thinking that, all right, we good. So probably a couple months later, I get a letter in the mail saying these people pressed charges on us, and they pressed charges. So I got this in like April, and my court date was in like May something. So I go home. School's over in May, so I end up going home. I'm like, man, I got this court date, so I end up going back to school to go to the court date. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling my mom, like, I got a ticket, I gotta go, whatever.
Yeah. You tried to say you had to soften it a little bit.
Yeah, so then
I feel that.
Man, we ended up having a lawyer and everything. Corliss had to get us a lawyer. It was a whole big deal. So I get back to school thinking I'm just they about to tell me, yo, a little slap on the wrist. The lawyer come back out the courthouse like, you got 2 options. You got 2 options. You can do 14 days or you can do 8 days. You can do 14 days with no community service, or you can do 8 days with hella community service. I can't remember how much community service it was. So I'm like, what? Whoa.
You can't just come out here with that
I just
shit,
drove
sir.
down here.
You know what I mean? Excuse me? One thing I wonder, what's option C? You know what I mean?
So I'm like,
Jesus.
I'm thinking I'm coming down here just to, I'm down here, I'm about to finish sign some paperwork, and I'm back to Oklahoma.
Yeah, man, pay a little fees.
Pay some fees or whatever, but those are the options I had, so I chose the second, 8 days, and in that 8 days, man, that's when I really realized, like, yo, bro, you ain't grow up drinking like this, you ain't grow up, kicking it like that, so what you doing, man?
Right.
You got yourself here, you know what I'm saying? If God blesses you to get up out of here and still be able to be in school and do what you do, you need to take advantage of it. So that's what I did. I ended up getting out and just cold turkey quit everything, you know what I'm saying, and just got back in the gym, got back to what I was doing, and took care of business my senior year.
Got focused. 2 questions coming out of that. Did your mama ever get the truth?
She did. Yeah, I was in jail. Now I'm calling her from jail. Like, I'm in jail. She like, you in what?
Yeah, I needed it. How? Now you gotta go. Damn.
What you done did to get it? What you done
Need
did?
to get in jail. Like, listen, man. God.
So she
damn.
found. Yeah, she got the truth.
Oh my goodness. The second question is, how many hours of community service did they give you? 'Cause I feel like you picked the wrong option, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, it was hella community service, AD. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I was the whole summer I was doing community service.
Why you didn't go with the 14, man.
14. I had to get up out of there, bro.
Nah, I feel that. That's a
I was
ground
like-
I don't know nothing about, so let me not clown.
No, so I probably had, I don't want to like say the wrong number, but it was, I want to say like, it was 400 hours, a lot.
Oh,
Wow.
It was
that's
a lot
ridiculous.
of hours. It was, so basically it was set up to where I had to work basically a 40 hours a week for the whole summer
Of community service.
of community
that
service.
sounds like pro bono to me, Chief. You know what I'm saying? You got
So-
full-time hours.
And then I had a $1,500 fine
Oh, yeah, that's the...
in college. Where I'm gonna get $1,500?
Yeah, you're right.
So-
Man. Yeah, listen, if you figured something out after that.
So, I had to.
You'd been a bozo if you didn't. Like,
Yeah.
woo-wee.
I'm like, man, God blessed me enough to get up out of this situation.
Yeah.
And I still got a scholarship, and I still be able to go back. And I'm about to take advantage of this.
Did that. Then you, coming out of JUCO, you go Division II, right? Arkansas, Fort Smith.
Yeah.
How'd that come about? And what was the run like?
Pretty much like coming out of JUCO, I didn't have like any recruiting. So like I was 5th in the nation in assists, and I
Solid.
averaged like 14-7-4, 14-7-4. We were like 27-7. We made it to Hutch. Won the first game of Hutch.
Hey,
I had 16-9, 5-4 at Hutch. And
9-5-4.
I just had 0 offers.
Damn.
I had after Hutch, I got Chicago State, who had told me that they had never seen me play. They offered me strictly because of my numbers. Southern, the University of Southern, or Southern University.
Louisiana?
Yeah. Yeah, those are the only 2 offers I had. And then, so, you know, Devon Spider,
Yeah,
Devontae,
absolutely.
he hit me up and he was like, what's your recruiting looking like? And I was like, it ain't looking. And then he was like,
Great
well,
answer, by the way.
would you, he was like, well, what would you think about coming here? And I was like, I can't really say no. I ain't got much else to choose from.
Right.
So then they started recruiting me, and I liked what they had going on. They were really good. And then I was like, I'd rather go to a top 10 D2 in the nation than go to a mid-major, like some D1 that's going to come in May, because they didn't get the other 6 point guards they tried to recruit. So then they come get me, and then now I'm just on the team. I was like, I'd probably prefer to play for a coach that wanted me other than that type of situation.
You wouldn't be a scrap, so to
Yeah,
speak.
just
I
a
feel that.
roster fill.
I think so. I think a fit is so important, bro. Like, of course, we all want to be able to say whatever school we went to loud and proud. You know, we want that on our jacket if it's a good one. But it's like, what good does it do you if you sat and watched, you clapping and stomping, you know what I mean? And chanting. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we're gonna go ahead and get to it. Both of y'all are pros now. You know what I mean? You getting ready. This is going to be your first stint, right? Here in about another 3 weeks, you say?
Yeah. about
Congrats
3
on
months.
that, man.
Thank you.
Congrats on that. But how early in the process for you, or maybe it wasn't early at all, did you know that you could extend your career beyond college?
Man, when I was probably when I was competing against Ebby every summer. When I ain't gonna sit here and just say we was just going toe to toe.
I feel you.
But we was going toe to toe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he was getting the best of me, of course, but I was giving him some. I was holding my own. You know what I'm saying? I was out there holding my own, playing solid, and that's when I saw what he was doing. He was a pro, so I'm like, man, I really could do this. And that was always my dream anyway, to be a pro.
Keep it going after.
Yeah.
What's the first thing that has to be done once your senior season ends to start that next chapter? 'Cause I always tell everybody that I've ever sat across from, is like, I don't know how that process gets started at all.
Man, that's actually a good question, AD.
I don't ask nothing but good questions, man. I'll be honest with you.
No, but so I kind of took my situation into my own hands early my senior year.
All right.
Because I just didn't want, because I felt like the coaches, I just didn't know how to feel about like me trying to get film from the coaches, me thinking about next year when I should be thinking about them feeling like I should be thinking about the season. And so I started going
I agree.
Yeah. So I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel about that. So I just started going to the video coordinator, the person that was handing them the tapes and all the film and footage, to get all my footage. And then from there, shout out Christian Crines. He made me my first highlight tape.
Yeah, Crines.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
boy.
I got all my footage to him. He mixed me up a tape, and then we sent it out. And then I ended up making my own tape because they wanted to see more. The scouts wanted to see more. And then that's just how it happened. My numbers kind of attracted the attention of the pro scouts. Agents.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Where'd you go first?
My first gig?
Yeah, your first gig.
We're Hungary in Europe.
Man.
That was my first gig.
What was that experience like from being in a new country, language barrier, style of play, living situation, all that?
Man, could write a book on this.
Straight up.
The game is totally different, bro.
Yeah.
The game is totally different. And it's crazy because like guys, it's crazy how the whole basketball, what do you call it, the basketball community is, where they recruit these guys out of college. They've been playing one style of basketball their whole life.
Yeah.
And then you just throw them in Europe and be like, our rules are different, you're a pro, so we paying you now.
So figure it out.
So it was rough, man. My first 2-3 years was rough overseas, man. Just the rules, like the traveling rules, you know what I'm saying? And I was playing in a really good league. Well, I was about to play in a good league. I got cut before. I got cut like 1 or 2 games into the season.
Haley Langster, she told me over there in her experiences, she said if you take one step without putting that ball on the floor, it's a travel.
Automatic travel.
So jabs don't even exist.
You can't rip. You can't rip through. So you can't catch and just rip through and go by somebody.
Can't do it.
It's got to be, you either got to cross step, like it's a hole.
Yeah.
You got to cross step, or you got to like throw the ball down and go.
Wow.
And even sometimes they call traveling on people they're extremely quick. If they feel like you move too fast, travel.
Yeah, I couldn't see that fast.
Nah.
Golly.
So it's rough, man. And then obviously the pro game is just different. 24-second shot clock. The lane is wider. You know what I'm saying? Just the court is a little bit bigger. It's skinnier in the corners. So you shoot corner threes, always stepping out of bounds.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I'm saying? So it was rough for me, man. It was super rough.
The biggest thing that you said to me, I want to know how you responded to getting cut. Because going throughout, listening to you talk about your journey all the way up to that point, don't sound like you'd have been cut before.
No, I hadn't.
What was that one like?
Man, it just came down to I just had to figure it out, bro. I just had to figure it out, like, and then now we at a point, I'm out of college, don't really have any money.
Yeah.
So now I gotta work, and I had so many little side gigs. But I will say the key to my story is when I was in those trenches, you know what I'm saying, getting cut from these teams, is I always kept basketball first.
Yeah.
Like when it was time for me to start working, I organized my work schedule around me being able to be in the gym waiting on that call to go overseas.
To me, that don't seem like that hard of a mindset to have.
Yeah, but I think young fellas nowadays they organize basketball around their life, and so sometimes you just don't even get to. You're a pro, but you don't even get to basketball. So I always had the mindset of like I'm a professional, so basketball is first, regardless of how much I'm getting paid for right now.
True that.
So I'm always gonna keep that first and continue to just. My mindset is just if I'm sitting out, I'm getting better.
Yeah.
So when I go back, I'm gonna be a different player than from when I got cut.
You ain't wasting time.
No wasting time. Yeah. So it was rough, man. It was rough.
Last thing before I come over there to you, what was your support system like at that time?
I had a great support system.
Dope.
I had a great support system. You know what I'm saying? I was able to go back home and basically and live at home. So I didn't have nobody. I mean, obviously you still gotta obey mama's rules as a grown man now, but I didn't have no problem with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so she let me live out of the house. She let me work my move, and I just was able to just kind of to move and groove and figure it out.
I feel that. So how you feeling about you about to have your first stint as a pro, man? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How long, what went into you finally getting it? Because I feel like you've been out of school for a minute too now.
Yeah,
So you've been
it's been
pounding
3
that pavement
years.
for a while.
Yeah, I graduated in 2019, May of 2019. So it's been 3 years, I believe.
And so you just been rocking and rolling, working on your game.
I mean, I had an agent like fresh out. So I got an agent because, like he said, like your senior year, they kind of just, I had agents like DM me, like on Instagram.
And they just find you.
So like, I signed to one of them, and then he was like, he had like talked like a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I'm gonna try to get you like here. He's like, I'm gonna try to get you like in other places, but I know I can get you here. And I was like, okay, cool. So I took his word for that. So throughout the summer, I'm hitting him up like, hey, are you looking for like other types of deals?
And Chris, I don't mean to interrupt you, but that's what I mean by take your career. If you want to be a pro and that's what you want to do, even now, I still market myself. I make my own videos and send them out myself and put them on all my social media platforms, just so you don't have to completely depend on an agent to get this done for you.
Yeah, I did not take that approach. So I was letting the agent do everything. So it came to about, like August, September.
Mm-hmm.
He told me to go to this camp in Canada. He was like, go to the camp and do what you need to do. And
Meaning you got to figure out a way to get yourself there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Flights and food and all of that.
And then he was like, you can get your way up there. I know I can get a team for you. Like, you just got to get up here.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, cool. So I figured, obviously, like my family helped me out and stuff, like money wise. But
yeah. I
got up there. I made the All-Star game at the camp. I actually got pneumonia like the week of the camp.
Damn, what?
Yeah. And I'm one of those, like, you know how people say like they got COVID before it was COVID?
Mm-hmm.
Like I went to the doctor and they're like, yeah, you got pneumonia. Well, we think you have pneumonia, but the tests say that you don't have pneumonia, so we don't know what's wrong with you. Just go home and sit there.
Wow.
And I was like, okay.
Sound like COVID to me.
Sound like COVID.
So, and it was like, cause I had asthma, so like I've had pneumonia like multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
So I know what pneumonia feels like, but like I couldn't like walk around. Like if I went up like 4 stairs, like I was like on my knees, like.
Damn, well you broke all the way down.
Yeah, so like I couldn't really work out the week of the camp in Canada, but I still was able to like do pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Made the All-Star game, and then the agent was like, he pretty much said the coaches it wasn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then a few months went past, and then I was like, I don't think this agent is really doing what I think he's doing or what he's saying he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I switched agents, got another agent out of Iceland. He had got me a deal in Ecuador, and then the world shut down.
Yeah.
So, like when COVID happened, that obviously fell through. Everything fell through, actually.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, like life.
As the toughest break for everybody, really.
Yeah. So then after that, about a year later, he was able, well, not even a year later. About a year and a half later, another GM had told me that if their league started, that he would plan on signing me, but their league didn't start because of COVID. So then, like this whole time, I'm just training and working out, and like I have the mindset that I could leave at any time. So like I tried to stay ready or like stay in shape.
That's the toughest part.
Yeah, and that's
to not even know whenever you about to leave.
What am I getting ready for?
Yeah,
because it gets to the point.
That's like just packing every day.
You're literally like, you go to because you have to work out at the same level. You have to do the same workouts. You know, you have to treat everything like you're getting ready to go somewhere. But you're just at home and you're just sitting there and you got people constantly asking you like, hey, where you going next? What you doing? How's basketball going?
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro.
Any answer that's not definitive, you know what they thinking.
They're like,
we just seen this episode before.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, he don't want to go to work. He don't want to work, man. He don't want to go to work.
Yeah, so
Golly.
Just the whole time I was trying to just stay ready. But then, like he said, I tried to take a little bit of initiative. So fresh out of college, there was an agency that hit me up that they like connect people with universities in England, which is what I'm about to do. So like it's pretty much just a middleman. They get you in contact if the coach sees you and the coach says he wants you. He tells them, they tell you, and then you get in contact with the coach. So fresh out of college, they hit me up and they're like, yeah, this might be a possibility. And I was like, I'm not going back to school.
Straight up.
Yeah, so I was like, no. Like, I have because they was like, if you do this, you probably have to be a grad, because you go get your master's. And they're like, you get to play at the same time, but you do have to
go to school.
Get your master's. Yeah, and I was like, bro, I'm not going back to school.
Interested. I've been entertaining that thought here lately. I think I'm gonna end up biting the bait, but your grind is way different. You hooked yourself in.
Yeah. So
with y'all being brothers, how much consulting of this man right here were you doing throughout that whole process, man?
I mean, like every day, you know, like he kept me encouraged. He said his like demeanor and like stuff was low. Mine was much lower than his. Like I was like, bro, I'm about to just stop trying to play.
His situation was, in my opinion, I feel like his situation was a little bit tougher because when I graduated and the summer came around, I signed the deal, and so I had a little bit of a push. I got cut, but
right.
I signed the deal.
You didn't have a problem getting over that.
Exactly, but his situation was different because he didn't sign initially, then he ended up getting a job, and then COVID happened. So he ain't been there yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little psychologically, I think it's tougher.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So then it was just like, it literally got to the point I'm like, bro, I've been going to the gym every day for 2 years, and nothing's coming. Like, I'm trying to find different agents. Like, I'm sending my film out to people. It gets to the point where like a team in Greece was like, yeah, we take you, but you didn't go to a D1, so you can't play here. And I was like, okay, well, the last D1 I played, I had 26-8. So is that good enough? And they're like, no.
Crazy.
It was just stuff like that. It's just like a bunch of like minor setbacks. Like I go to a tryout here, don't make it. Go to a tryout here, don't make it. Go send my stuff out to agents, so it's like no replies. Like sending it to coaches, no reply. Like it's just a bunch of no. It's a world of no.
I bet you got the thickest skin ever now. Huh? So where you headed to? If you don't mind sharing.
I'm going to England.
I'm going
to Durham University. I'll be a grad student virtually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hard, man.
Yeah,
Congrats to you on that, man.
Thank you. The coach had actually said, he had tried to get me 2 years ago, or he wanted me 2 years ago, but that middleman I spoke of earlier, he was like, he's too expensive because he was like, he's a pro. He's not trying to go back to school.
Right.
And then the dude was like, oh, okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then the next year he was like, man, I really want him. And he told him the same thing. And then the next year, which is this year, he was like, oh, I'm going to just ask anyway. Because it had been coming up on 3 years and he still wanted me.
Yeah.
So he was like, I'm going to just ask anyway. And then he asked and I was like, yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so that's how it happened.
Man, your game, we talked about it last time. You've had to change it or evolve it and do, maybe involves some different steps in your preparation process. Because you 32 now?
32, yeah.
32 years old. Your whole career, you
bro.
probably been playing. Supposed to respect on the 30s and up, man. You know what I mean? But you've been playing this game from, what'd you say, 4th grade?
4th grade, yep.
So that's 99, something like that, 98, 99.
So was that 20-something years?
That's 20-some years. And then how many years as a pro?
This will be coming up. Will be my 7th or 8th.
Man.
So what's this? 2013. This will be my 8th season.
All right.
Coming up.
First of all, how much longer? How much more gas you think you got in the tank, man? I know that's a terrible question, but I ask you.
No. That's a good question, man. I feel so even right now, man. I'm in a transition where I have to figure out some other things with my body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like just trying new things, So I get a lot of advice from Big Will Creekmore. He was on the show earlier this summer. But
talk about a transformation.
Yeah, just trying new things with my body, man. Trying new things with my diet. Just because I'm in a transition to where I have to do something different. You know what I'm saying? I'm athletically, something's got to change. If I want to still be able to move how I want to move and do what I want to do, I have to change something. So I'm in that stage right now. And I guess what was your question?
No,
I'm just talking.
No. We in the same. You still on the same track. I was asking, what do you have to do differently these days?
Yeah, that.
I've been waiting on you to say one word that you ain't said yet. It starts with a Y, man.
Oh yeah, yoga.
You just started getting on the yoga.
No, yeah. That's the biggest change. I was just telling he walked in the other day. I'm over there.
Yeah.
He like, man, what the hell you doing?
On,
I'm like, bro, I got to, man. My knee, my back.
She was like, breathe in and let the tension release out of your system.
And
No, for real. So I just started that the other day. You know what I'm saying? Just gotta. I'm trying to yoga. Mm-hmm. I need some other stuff to try too, man. Just some. I guess like I want to try the cryotherapy. I never really did that before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm starting to hear a lot about that. You know what I mean? The tales of it.
Yeah. I'm ice bathing a lot more. I guess cryo and ice bath is the same thing.
I think
don't know.
cryo's like much colder.
Yeah.
Really? You can get colder than ice? Jesus.
Yeah, the air is like it's cold.
Okay.
But yeah, just stuff like that, man. Being more consistent with my routine off the court, because it's easy for me. Mm-hmm. It's always been easy for me to get my work in. Like go to the trainer, do your, you know what I'm saying, the weights and all of that, and then come to the gym and do your work. But the stuff for me is being more consistent with the ice, the going to get massages, the yoga, starting new stuff, you know what I'm saying, and then, like I said, diet too.
Whenever, because I'm a foodie. That's who you're talking to right now. So
that's who you're talking to right now.
On a day where you cheat or where you lose your discipline, man, what's one of your vices, man?
Ooh. So basically, bro, I just did a whole year overseas this past time. So when I got home, I went crazy. My vice is probably fried fish.
Oh yeah.
Fish and fries.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? There's a place in Little Rock called Sharks.
It's the real deal, huh?
Man, please. That's my biggest vice probably right there.
Man, it's only one way to eat fish for real. You know what I mean? It gotta be fried. Man.
Fried, tartar sauce.
Come on,
man.
man.
Come on, man.
You know what I mean? I don't know about you, but I need them hush puppies too, man.
Hush puppies, plate, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Cutting all the way up.
All of that. So, and then that, and probably like your Waffle House.
I was there.
I smashed some Waffle House.
I was there on Sunday morning, man. You know what I mean? Praise him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Cutting it up. Now, have you had to get that discipline yet? Because you a couple blocks behind it. Oh, you say yes.
Yes.
So you've been watching it, huh?
Nah, I feel it.
Oh wow.
It's weird because like he been talking about it for like a
man. He think he feel it. I'm telling him, no, you don't feel it yet. Bro.
How old are you right now?
25.
Oh.
No, I'm telling you, bro.
But like, see, I'm at the point now, like, if I don't ice my knees for too long, they just start hurting.
Yeah, but think about icing your knees and they still hurt.
Yeah, see, I ain't there yet.
And then you said if you don't ice them in too long, what's too long? 2 weeks?
No, like a week, a couple days.
Man, please.
Like if I'm working out and like for like 4 or 5 days straight, and like I don't ice my knees, like
they'll
the
let you
6th
know.
and 7th, it's like, all right, bro. And then like the 8th and 9th, it's like, all right, you kind of got to take a day off.
For sure. Are you eating differently now?
Yeah.
You are?
That was a thing I've tried to focus on more or less because I saw him do it.
Yeah.
And then I tried it, and I was like, whoa, you got a lot more energy.
See?
Yeah.
So
Your body actually
Responds a
has
little
to
better.
can use the food that you eating, and it's not garbage. Yeah.
like you're not fighting, your body's literally fighting itself to produce energy when you don't eat right. Because the things that produce energy, you're not putting in. So you know what I'm saying?
Smoothies, man. Smoothie. I tell everybody that. That's great for me.
The smoothie
The
guy.
Smoothies, yeah.
I love smoothies. Man. I ain't gonna lie to you. The problem is, I love them burgers too. Pizza and them wings too. So what's your advice whenever you get to cutting up?
Candy.
Candy, you just snack her, huh?
Candy. Yeah. I will eat 7 Snickers in like 2 hours.
Want to get away? You know what I'm
Grab
saying?
a Snickers looking.
Like I'll buy like the little like shareable bag.
Yeah.
Like the little like bag you buy for Halloween.
Yep.
In like 2-3 days.
Come on, man.
Like
Smack them
it's
down.
gone.
That's
like,
crazy, bro.
I'll drink pop. Like it's candy and pop is for me.
Cause I can easily stay away from that. It's them like you said, burgers.
Boy.
Just stop by.
Yeah,
Like
see,
the other day, I just stopped by the movies and grabbed a large tub of popcorn,
To go.
and I'm out. I ain't watching no movies. Like why I
butter
do
it up?
this? Layered butter?
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Heavy, please, heavy layered butter.
I need all that. I need the grease on my fingers when I'm finished. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, and bro, you don't get full off popcorn for real.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
See,
That's because
my
it's for your
problem.
soul.
Oh, it's for your soul. It's for your soul.
I'll eat enough candy to get full and then not
That's
eat
ridiculous.
a regular meal.
That's just crazy.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you why I got love for you because pop drinkers are still out here. I'm one of them, man. I can't stand when somebody try to hit me with I don't drink pop. I drink sweet tea, though. Like, you think that's better? Yeah.
What kind of pop you
Sugared
drink?
water.
What kind of pop y'all like?
Man, if
Bro, I
my
like
go-to
it
right
all.
now, huh?
I like it all, socks and draws.
Oh, that's a little spicy, but you know what I mean. But I like all the sodas too. But if you're gonna make me pick, I'm a Pepsi guy, man.
Pepsi?
Pepsi guy. You
If
know
I had
what
to
mean?
pick, I'd pick root beer.
That's crazy. Because when I drink pop, I'm
Which
just
brand?
A&W.
No, it's a little bit too minty for me. Give me the Barks. You know what I'm saying? If I'm root beer, you feel me over there. You know what I mean? That's when I get bougie.
You need the cream soda.
Man, look, I drink some pop and I be
You need the
like,
cream soda.
Let you know immediately. Is what is happening to me?
man,
Going through a
please.
transformation.
You know, I feel like start feeling all tingly. Nah, bro, y'all can have that.
Oh, then now you got me thinking about root beer. I need a float. I ain't had a good float in a long time. I need me a
I
good
haven't
root beer
had float
float.
in a minute either.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
That's a
figure
good-
that part
that's a
out.
good thought.
But anyway, coming back to put a bow and a ribbon on this thing, man. If y'all could go back in the archives, right, against an opponent at any level that beat you, that wasn't supposed to beat you, and you still remember it, you still feel like y'all should have won, and you could go back in time and run that one back, which one you going to? It could be at any level. We can talk high school, we can talk AAU, college, pro.
To run it back.
When we played Shake and lost
Oh,
the
I
tournament
saw.
champions.
Look at the historian. He already remember over here.
That's back when he was recording on the phone though.
Yeah, the humble beginning. So that one, huh?
Yeah, Coach Ken. Thank you, Coach Ken.
How'd that game go?
It went. We both had a great game, me and Shake.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually like probably my funnest game I played besides when we played Stevie in the state. Those 2 games, I lost both of them, and I wish I could have won at least one of them.
Yeah.
But
Hey, if somebody can get a hold to that game,
yeah, we can't find it. They just
Victory
deleted the
versus
film.
Owasso, was it 2015?
Yeah.
Victory versus Owasso 2015. Somebody please get a hold of that game.
Did you get to see it?
I was there.
Ah.
I was there. I was going crazy.
Yeah. Big fanning out. Huh?
Yeah, going crazy.
Yeah, that was a
love
fun
that.
game.
That's hard. What about you, man?
Man, I can't even really think of just one game where I'm like, yo, I need that one back. I can't really think. At any point in your career.
Oh, yeah.
Any point. Man, I'd say probably when I was in Vietnam, game 3. Because game 1, they beat us with the first game. We came back and won the second. Game 3, I want that one back.
What, did that one decide the series?
No, it didn't decide the series. It just put them up 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 5-game series, and after that, we couldn't really. And I feel like me personally, there were some adjustments I could have made just in my own game, and then, kind of help my teammates along to figure it out.
Man.
And I have another championship, but
the plot thickens.
yeah, I
See,
would
there
have
it
another
is.
championship, but
Another championship. I feel that. Man, that's always my favorite question right there, because I like to think that we sit across from people that are successful at what they do, but despite all of the success, we always tend to remember those moments where we didn't quite get it done.
Yeah.
And those are more prevalent in our mind than the ones that should be. You know what I mean? So we kind of hard on ourselves, but it's the reason why y'all are who y'all are.
Is there any games on the coaching side that you want back?
Yes. And the one that sticks out in my mind, man, last season, which was the 2021-2022 season, we were at the Enid tournament last December. Mm-hmm. First game of the tournament, we got 2 of our starters out and probably our 2 best players out on suspension, right? Mm-hmm. And it was their doing, so it was my doing. It wasn't even by the school. It was just like, yo.
You suspended them.
Yeah, I had to. And so we played against Stillwater. And we had more than enough to get that one done. And we on their ass, man. We up by like 17, 18, maybe even 19. And it was just a slow leak, brother. It wasn't, I can't think of just a massive run they put on us. It was just chipping away.
It was just like, but you up by so much, you probably thinking like, we good.
You know what I mean? And I'm thinking, okay, the tide is going to turn in a minute.
Yeah. It just never turned. Now you down 10.
Bro. And it's one of those games, it's like a 1 p.m. joint. You know what I mean? So it ain't a whole lot of energy in there that you can feed on. It's a neutral zone, and I'm looking at my guys' faces, and all of a sudden
they looking like, man,
what's going on? All right, man, snap out of it, man. We just did not get it done. They end up not cutting it, but tying the ball game. So now they got momentum. We go to OT, and in the moment you just thinking, okay, we got another lifeline. They didn't take us out in regulation. They should have. We can crank it up. No. You know what I'm saying? Went out there and got beat. You know what I'm saying? Had to go the consolation route, man. Yeah. It's like,
I need that one back.
We still got 2 out of 3, which is what every coach wants to do. But it's like, man, I'd rather go through the winners bracket, though.
Yeah.
So it's one of them things, man. But brothers, I appreciate y'all coming through and hollering at me.
For sure.
Man, I was looking forward to this conversation for several weeks. I'm glad we got to line it up and get it done. So best wishes to you as you move on. Best wishes to you, hubby. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
married life.
Happily married.
Happily
man.
married.
Happily married.
He done threw the sneakers up on the power line. Then he gonna kick it for the next 3 months, and then he out of here.
Yep.